Good evening, everybody. It's Sue Booth here. I'm a diamond with Zinzino, and I would like to welcome you to the business presentation tonight. Now, it's quite exciting tonight because we've got an additional promotion going on within the business, and it's obviously very important to be able to share that with people on a daily basis. So for the next 12 days of the month, we are going to have a meeting every night to actually cover the presentation. So different people will be taking part in that. And if you've got guests that you would like to bring on, you can do so. So as I say, my name is Sue Booth. I'm extremely pleased to be able to bring this presentation to you today. Zinzino is a 16-year-old company based out in Gothenburg in Scandinavia, Sweden, not Scandinavia. Well, it is Scandinavia, but Sweden. And they are just an exceptional company. I'm so pleased that I found them, and more importantly, what it actually brings to us as, first of all, presentation for partners and also customers. Oh, hang on a minute, I just need to, right, okay. So we all want to stay fit and healthy and feel good. I think being healthy has never been more important than it is right at this moment in time. And, you know, with what's going on around the world, we know that it's crucial to make sure that our immune systems are functioning as they should do, rather than, you know, just relying on medication and things like that. We want to remain fit and healthy, really important. So we know at these same times, we've got a lot of health-related problems, excluding the pandemic, that are creating problems for our health, and it's increasing on a daily basis. And you really do have to ask the reason why. You know, we're very educated, we have instant, you know, kind of solution to a problem at our fingertips, but it's actually, we're not taking notice of what it's telling us that we should be doing. So let's have a look why. You know, if you go back to, you know, Hippocrates, who was around, you know, quite a long time ago now, he actually is the father of, you know, kind of medicine, if you like. So the Hippocratic Oath is what all doctors and will follow and, you know, kind of live their lives by. But he said this, he coined this phrase of letting your food be your medicine and letting your medicine be your food. And I think, as I say, that's been never more important. We've gone away from, you know, the natural substances, the herbs, the spices, and, you know, that we get in a more Ayurvedic treatments to solve problems. So we know that, you know, you could take a little bit of turmeric if you wanted to improve something or other, or maybe a little bit of cayenne pepper if you wanted to improve something else. So we need to get back to that. And if you look back at where we came from, eating the food from Mother Nature, which was, you know, the cows were fed on grass, and the fish and etc. would be, you know, fruits and vegetables would be all untainted. There would be nothing added to them. No you know, kind of different products to make them grow faster or anything like that. So these were full of vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, beta glucans, all the healthy fats and fibers that we needed to have that good balance of omega-6 and 3. And unfortunately, farming traditions have changed, so that rather than being on the field, the cows now quite often are stuck in barns or, you know, kind of stalls, and they are also fed pellets, which increase their yield of meat and milk. So it's trying to make it a more cost-effective solution for people to eat and, you know, have the milk from the cows, etc. But also we started changing the way we kind of processed our food, and all of a sudden we wanted things that were a bit higher, you know, kind of maybe calorie, and we wanted a bit more flavor in them, and so things were added to it, and processing really started to come into its own. So this actually produced foods that were lower density nutrition, and high in sugar and salt, many empty calories, low in fibers, healthy fats, and an imbalance then became very obvious of omega-6 and 3. So if you look back at the omega-6-3 ratio balance, then we're born at 1:1. Our DNA says we're 1:1, and we can manage really well at 3:1. And that's what they say is 3:1, 4:1, depending on where you are in the world. And if we look then back at the time scale, if you like, so 1850s, we had no processed food. Food wasn't processed in that way. You would literally eat it from the field or the river, off the tree, get your seeds, all those things. And as I say, we had a really good balance. But then in the 1960s, we saw a big turning point, and we started seeing that omega-6 ratio increasing. And that was down to the fact that we started processing our foods in a different way, farming in a different way to produce more yield, as I mentioned earlier. But also we then started seeing a massive increase, literally kind of every decade we'd see an increase dramatically. And 15:1 is the average in the EU. And so if you're in the EU, then that is you. For those of you in different countries, then you have your own little statistic, which we'll cover later. But also that processed food. When you think about the 1960s, that's around about when the microwaves were introduced, maybe a little bit later. But I remember my mum was so proud that she could cook a roast chicken in 5 minutes. It's I don't even have a microwave. I won't have one in the house. But it means that food that's cooked in there is actually devoid of any goodness whatsoever. But we've also started eating processed foods because now mum and dad were both out to work, rather than mum being the homemaker and the cook, or the chef, if you like, and preparing that food. It was now become very much more convenience food because everyone was working and they needed a quick solution to feeding the children and the family. So we're looking here now at our children possibly, and some of our adults being 25:1. So 25:1 means that you're in a very large inflammatory zone, and you need to get out of that because that really is going to exacerbate any problems that you may have in the future. So what actually happens? So when we've got this imbalance of omega-6 and 3, we find a lot of things start to notice. And the obvious one is joint and muscle pain. If you've got too many omega-6s, that joint and muscle pain, excuse me, is probably the most obvious one, and the one that we notice more. Whereas hair quality, skin losing elasticity, yes, you can see that, but it's the other ones that are more of concern, the reduced heart function, brain function, and organ function. Now that really is a concern because it means that it's not noticeable until it becomes critical. So this is how it affects our body when we have too many omega-6s. It reduces the function of the cell, and the membrane around each of our trillions of cells becomes hard and rigid. So that doesn't allow nutrients in, and it doesn't allow the waste product to come out. And so that cell is not functioning as it should do. And then when we know that we've got that 3:1 balance, which is the optimum level or optimum ratio, we know that we get a better function from that cell. So that cell becomes more flexible, soft, allows nutrients to get in, and functions within the cell correctly, and also lets the waste products out as well. So everything's working in harmony. And as a result of that, you find that everything starts to work in a better way. So how do you know if you're in the danger zone? Now, I had been taking omega-3 supplement for over 30 years. And that in itself, I thought I was doing everything I needed to improve, to increase, make sure that my body was functioning properly. And I'm really been fit and healthy all my life until nearly 4 years ago. 4 years ago, December the 21st, I had a heart attack and was very shocked, really shocked, because as I say, never taken medication before, never been ill at all. So for me, that was a big wake-up call. I then had 3 stents fitted and was discharged from hospital with 7 different medications. So for me, it was now the challenge to try and find something that would improve my health, reduce the problems that I had, and hopefully allow me to come off my medication. So we know that we've got this danger zone. So anyone beneath or above that 3-to-1 ratio, which is the perfect one in the top of the iceberg, if you like. But underneath, we know that the danger in icebergs is always underneath. So we've got the 15-to-1 is where most people are, or around about that level in UK. But your children are probably going to be 25-to-1. So they're going to go through their childhood and leading into their adulthood, probably getting more and more omega-6s within their diet, and also increasing the amount of problems that they have. So would you like to take a test and find your results? Now, that's what I was asked 2 and a bit years ago by Dave. And Dave just said to me, is your health important to you? Yeah, of course it is. He knew that I'd had a heart attack. And so he questioned whether I took omega-3s, and I said, yes, I did. And I was quite blasé, and I said, well, I'm sure I'm going to be in balance because I've been taking them for so long. But I wasn't. And I'll share with my results in a minute. But the balance test is so simple to take. It's a dry blood spot test, takes literally a couple of minutes, while you sorting it out, doing it, etc. And the company have actually, or the company who process our tests, have actually done over 339,000. So 739,000, apologies, dyslexia rules, tests worldwide. So nearly 750,000 we're looking at have done. And so that indicates a huge amount of information to the company around the world where the problems are. These tests are analysed by Vitas Analytical Services, and they're based out in Oslo, and they deal with all these partners that you can see on the left-hand side. It's including really well-known establishments, Oxford and Cambridge, just so many different places, Harvard. So they're incredibly well respected, and that's all they do. You actually get your test results. So you can get your test results on an app once you've registered your card, and it will give you a reading of up to 11 different fatty acids within your blood profile. And so my test results came back at 14.4. So remember, the average is 15-to-1. So I was almost the average, and yet I'd been taking an omega-3 product for 30 years. So I've wasted my money for 30 years, really concerning me. So we know that our tests show that the world is out of balance. And wherever you are kind of checking in from today, whether you're in Europe, 95% of us are out of balance. Australia's 98%, 99% in the USA, and because they eat so many processed meals, and 97% on a global basis are out of balance. So what can we do about it? We know that we've got these different imbalances. So 5% were 3-to-1. That's such a small amount of people. 20% around about who do take an omega-3 supplement are 7-to-1. So I at least thought I would be there, not the other end. So 75% who don't take an omega-3, 15-to-1 or thereabouts. And if you're vegan and vegetarian, you may find you're even much higher. So what can we do to fix the problem? Well, we've gathered a scientific advisory board around us, and we have the most amazing team of people who are dedicated to researching and finding the best possible options for us. Paul Clayton's the head of our research team and scientific team, and he, sorry, could you just let Jay in, please? Dave, thank you. Sorry, not Jay, Jeff. Ola Eid has been in the bioactive foods for many years, and then Dr. Angela Rizzo, who actually is the person who actually developed the test, and she's done some amazing research on ADHD and autism. So we've got a fantastic group about us, and also we've got patented products, and we own our own manufacturing and research and development, which is really reassuring, because in these strange times, we're not having to rely on an outside source i.e. from China, to actually ship over to us. So with these products, so we can bring you back into balance within 120 days. And once you are in balance, that's when you find that your normality returns to your system and things start to function an awful lot better. And why is that? Well, we've got a unique test-based formula. This is the balance oil that you can see here, and there's a number of them. So they all have a basic similarity. We have polyphenols. It's a polyphenol rich oil, and it's got added omega-3s from wild pelagic fish. And we've got vitamin D3 and vitamin E. It's dosed by weight. So it's specific to your weight, not between 1 and 2 capsules or 1 and 3 capsules, which is probably why I wasn't getting the results, because I was just taking the minimum. I didn't think it was important. There's no oxidation in the product either, and it comes in 4 great flavors. We also have a premium oil, and this premium oil is different. It's the actual polyphenols that are different. We use a Koronaki oil, which is from our farm in Cyprus, and that produces our Revo. So that's kind of revolutionary extra virgin olive oil. And this has got 30% more of the polyphenols in than other olives have, but everything else is exactly the same. Then we have the Aqua X, and Aqua X is different because it's a water-soluble product. So this is great for elderly people, or maybe people who've got malabsorption, who can't tolerate the oil itself. So this is almost like it's pre-digested. It's also great for children, because children probably don't like the oily texture. So it's very easy to disguise in a juice or an apple juice or something like that. It's really cool. Then we have our wonderful vegan oil, and the vegan oil comes in 2 flavors. And it's vegan because it comes from algae, marine algae. And so it's produced in tubes, so it makes sure that there's no contamination whatsoever, but everything else is exactly the same. There's no oxidation. It's 100% vegan, and it's dosed by weight as well. Then we have Ascent. Ascent is for those people who perhaps prefer not to have the oily texture, and probably like the convenience of having it in a capsule form. This is great for traveling. I always have some for traveling, but it's exactly the same. There's slightly difference on the polyphenols. So we've got olive polyphenols and cacao, and that's the only difference, but it works in exactly the same way, and you dose it as per the carton details. So we know that it's scientifically proven and to stay fresh and potent. And that's because a company called Syntef did a study on our oils in 2010. And so they checked out various things in different types. So krill oil, concentrated omega-3, cod liver oil, and the balance oil. And look at the difference. So krill oil, actually, when you consider that when it goes through your body, your body's creating heat inside, and so it's exposed to heat. So it means that they exposed it to exactly the same conditions as if it was going through the body. And the krill oil only lasted 5 hours. That means that it takes 24 hours to get into your system down to that cellular level. But if it's only lasting 5 hours, you might have tipped that very expensive krill oil or capsuled krill oil down the toilet. It really was not worth its money. And the same for the concentrated omega-3, which is what I had been taking. That says that's 9 hours. Cod liver oil, 15 hours. It's still not giving you enough to make sure that it gets to that cellular level. They stopped testing our product at 35 hours because it was still fresh and potent. And that really speaks volumes, because 35 hours, that's, day and a half. It's crazy. I opened a bottle actually not too long ago. I had a small 100 ml bottle, and it had been opened to let someone sample it because they wanted to try it before purchasing. And I'd left it in there. So it had been open for ages, probably 6 months or so. And I had completely forgotten about it, found it in one of the pockets, and still absolutely fine afterwards. So you know, it's trusting the product that you're taking. We know it's made with the highest quality and care. It's certified by all these different kind of different societies, etc., and certificated. I think probably the most important things, Friends of the Sea, people are really concerned about that, about overfishing, and the company's incredibly good. They only fish sustainably, and also we are Informed Sport. So that means that it's perfect for elite sports people to actually use the product without being drug tested and having, you know, using a banned substance. We have no problem with that at all, and all the other things that you can see here. So I think we're trying to address every angle possible. What about your results? Well, we know that kind of 21 days, 14 to 21 days after you've submitted your test and you've sent that off to Norway, then you're going to get your results back. Now, this wasn't my original result. My original after 120 days was 3.6, but my next test after that, which was about 300 days, was 2.1. So I was, you know, well into balance by that stage. So for me, I'm 100% sold on the fact that the product works, it works well, it's effective. And I think that's speaks volumes again, really knowing that you've got a product that's actually working and you can prove that it works. What was incredible for me was that a month 3, I started reducing my medication because my blood pressure had returned to a very kind of normal stage, and or normal reading. And in month 4, I actually stopped taking my medication. So I'm on no medication now for over 2 years. So I'm thrilled to bits at, you know, kind of being able to say that. Everyone can benefit from every single stage of life, and literally from the womb to the tomb, as one of our doctors says. And if you look at the lady who's kind of in the middle with the kind of the green spot in her tummy, that's obviously, you know, designed to be a kind of a pregnant mum. You need it, so important for you to need it when you're pregnant, because the baby leaches it out of you, the mother, if you don't. And that's why we end up with baby brain, you know, kind of. And it's always giggled about, you know, oh, I've got baby brain because I can't think straight. But it's because you've had so much of the omegas and essential fatty acids drained out of your system by that little fetus. And so when that baby's born, if you don't replace it, then you're going to end up with all the problems associated with maybe postnatal depression and things like that. And we don't want people to experience that. So the baby needs it for brain growth, and throughout the whole of our lives, we need it for our brain. So whether it's your youngest person, development of, you know, kind of eyes and teeth and your brain, your cognitive thinking, to the very elderly, where we want to keep that activity to reduce the, you know, kind of the onset of Alzheimer's and, you know, things like that, and dementia. We've got 18 health claims that we can actually make about our product, which is great. And in fact, I think there's 145 or something. It's crazy amount of them. But the top 3 are the most important ones in my view: normal brain function, normal heart function, and normal immune function. The others, as far as I'm concerned, are added bonuses. But for me, especially now, normal immune function and heart function were my key things, really my key things. And so I think, you know, it pretty well addresses every angle that everyone wants to cover. We have some amazing brand ambassadors. And remember, I mentioned that Informed Sport, we are now certificated by them. So it's entrusted by the sports people to take on a daily basis and not be worried about the fact that they are, you know, going to be tested regularly to see if they've got any drug problems and, you know, kind of banned substances. And, you know, that to me, again, speaks volumes, because if they can trust it, well, why wouldn't we? And they stay on the product, more importantly. And our brand ambassadors are not paid. They're not paid to say they like the product. They are not paid to use the product. They are given the product. If they like it and they use it, they continue on with it. I had the pleasure of meeting the lady on the top left, Jenny Egan, who actually gets married on Saturday. Big shout out for Jenny. And she's an Irish rower, hang on a minute, rower or canoeist, I can't remember which one she said now. I think it might be rowing, but she's just won 2 championships you know, kind of got a silver medal in one and became 5th in the world championships recently. And she said that has since she's been taking the products because it sorted out her gut issues that she'd had, and from products that she'd been taking before. So she's extremely happy about that. But reaching that balance of 6 to 3 is really just the first step to feel good and stay healthy. And let's have a quick look at the other products. Xenobiotic is one of my favorites. It's designed to actually release gradually throughout the colon, so for your gut health, because every part of your colon's got different bacteria in different sections. So it's got 7 different dietary fibers. It improves your gut health. The microbiome, it will change from gram negative to gram positive within 4 to 10 days. So it's really important. And our gut is so incredibly important, because if we don't have our gut health in place, then that reflects in the rest of our body too. Extend Plus, and we've also got Extend as well. So 2 different products, but one slightly newer. So Extend Plus is the newer one. It's 23 different vitamins, but it's a really intelligent multi-immune food supplement, and really will help with bone and joint function, and also contribute towards the immune function. Viva is Viva Plus, one of my favorites. I never go to bed without taking a couple of tablets of these. Helps me with a really nice sleep, but it's also good for lifting someone's mood if they're anxious, or maybe depression, you know, kind of, especially with what's going on, and maybe because it's winter time. This is a really great product to take, and it's like a spa for the mind. It's really good. Xenogene is a relatively new product that was launched about 2 months ago, I think now. And this actually spring cleans your dead cells. So we've all got dead cells, especially as we grow older. And if we don't cleanse those out, then it kind of clogs up the system, if you like. So this actually spring cleans. You do it as a 2-week program, and then maintenance of 1 a day. And it actually really helps get rid of the dead cells, but also starts the stem cell production again within the long bones of your body. So quite an exciting product. And I don't think too many people have got too many testimonies about this yet, other than the fact everyone seems to say their teeth, the plaque on their teeth is disappearing, which is really fantastic. So maybe we should be looking at lots more dentists.
1 billion people
Our new product
are vitamin D deficient. It affects our immune system, our teeth, muscles, and overall bone health. Let's shine a light on your health. Your vitamin D needs are unique. They depend on who you are, where and how you live. Let science reveal your personal vitamin D status, and nature take care of it. Monitor your levels throughout the year with a vitamin D test, a scientifically based at-home dry blood spot test. Adjust your levels easily with XenoShine Plus, vegan vitamin D3 in its most bioactive form. Wild harvested weekend, broad-spectrum magnesium, 100% natural and bioactive. Take the guesswork out of a healthier way of living. It's dynamic. It's empowering. It's the latest addition to this test-based nutrition strategy. Here comes the sun from the pioneers of personalized nutrition.
Well, I've just done my test. I literally did my test 2 days ago. And so I'm really excited to see the results of that. I haven't started taking my XenoShine yet, because I actually want to make sure that I need to take it. And that's the reason that you do that test, is because it will alter from season to season. So a lot of our products have got vitamin D3 in already. So I don't want to overload myself with it, but also I don't want to be depleted of it. So as we get older, especially women, it tends to be we need more as we get older. So I'm really looking forward to my results. I'll share those with you as soon as I get them. So the health protocol, that's 3 products that Paul Clayton recommends as being the most effective combination. And so we're looking at the oil to balance the system, the xenobiotic to restore your gut health, and the Extend Plus to boost your immune system. And people quite often add quite often add the Viva into that to make a premium one. We also have a revolutionary olive oil, and that is designed, well, it's not designed, it's harvested once a year, and this has got the 30% higher levels of polyphenol. So it's great to sprinkle on salad. Don't need a huge amount, teaspoon on there, really simple to take, and it's absolutely delicious. And it's only an unlimited supply. So when it runs out, because that's the harvest, how it works. So how can you get your customers, or for customers, the most important thing is about showing people how they can get their products for free. Now, I think that's quite exciting. As a customer, it increases your loyalty to the product and the brand, but also it means that you actually get benefits by having free product. Now, for customers, so if you're on the Balance Oil, for instance, and you find 4 other people who would like to try the Balance Oil and go on the subscription, then that would give you 4 Premier customers. Once that happens, as long as you are, it's 4 times over your order, then you would get your product for free. You would only pay for the shipping. So it's the equivalent of paying $3.50 per month, as opposed to, kind of $31.50 and for the product as well. So that's really the end of the product side of the business. If you are interested as a customer, wanting to join as a customer, then please go back to the person who actually invited you to this call tonight. But I would like you, if you possibly would like to, have a look and see what we do in the business side of it. So the business potential has become really exciting. I think especially now when so many people have been furloughed, they've been, their jobs are in jeopardy. And even the ones who've been in businesses for so many years have fallen foul over these last two years with COVID. And so it's really of giving people an opportunity to have something a little bit extra, if you like, which doesn't take a huge amount of their time initially, but run it alongside what they're doing. And then when it overtakes, it can become a big earner for them. So Zinzino, as I mentioned at the very beginning, is 16 years old. We're actually in 101 countries in total. 41 of those are completely open. We've just opened South Africa. In fact, we've got our first official live launch down in South Africa this weekend. So, you can really function in many, many countries. And there's a lot more that I haven't actually blued out here. But we were in China, we're in Hong Kong, obviously Australia, China, I've said Hong Kong, Taiwan, there's quite a lot. So more than enough to deal with. But more exciting is that you can develop your business anywhere that you can, if you want to. And that's really exciting, especially for people around the world that maybe haven't got as much as we have in the UK or in Europe and actually want to produce more. So this is a really good earning potential. The company is listed on the NASDAQ, on the OMX First North. And so they're open to scrutiny. Again, really reassuring for me, because when we looked at it, we kind of didn't want to join a company that was a fly-by-night or just going to disappear in a year or so. So they've had double-digit sale growth every year that they've been in business. And in 2020, they had a 48% increase. Now, or 48% growth. That's incredible. That is incredible in a time when kind of the world's kind of falling apart a bit. So we've actually had such a fantastic growth spurt within this time. And I think it's because, as I said, people are looking for something else to run alongside what they're doing. So it's a very strong financial background. They have a foundation in India called Global Aid, which actually gives, provides schooling to children, etc. 1,000 children at the moment, and that's soon to increase to 2,000 in 2022. We've got offices all around the world, and you can see them here. And someone pointed out to me that Delhi's misspelt, and I can't change it, unfortunately, but I understood that, and I understand that. But literally, as we start developing, so in 97 markets, And we've got international global shipping as well, so you can ship to other countries too. So how does it work? How does it work? You know, our business work? It's different than traditional sales, because traditional sales go through so many different manufacturers, you know, wholesaler, then on to maybe a sub wholesaler, and then they're going to spend loads of money advertising it with the celebrities to maybe kind of say, yes, I take this product. And that's why we don't recommend, we don't pay our brand ambassadors. They like the product because they like the product. And that would then go to another retailer who would obviously want their profit as well, and then finally get to the customers. So it becomes more inflated in price. So the direct sales model is totally different. So the manufacturer, Zinzino, manufacture the product. We are the marketing arm as partners, and then we actually retail or, you know, introduce customers. So there's only those two different sections, if you like. And that 50% that would be spent on the celebrities normally is actually given to us as distributors, which is nice for sharing the product and sharing the information. So it's test-based nutrition. Now this is becoming, or not becoming, it's become a global mega trend. And I think the reason being is people are no longer satisfied to take something and not sure whether it works. When I found out that I was so out of balance, I promise you, I kind of thought, I spent 30 years paying for that. And I just want everything else got to be test-based now, as far as I'm concerned, because it's important to be able to establish a start and a finish and see the improvements. We know this bell curve. The bell curves normally kind of go up and then come right down again and, you know, level off at the bottom. Ours is different because it's going up so dramatically, and it's really exploding around the world. And you know, the company have got huge visions about what they want to achieve, and I know that they're going to achieve it because well, that's just the nature of the animal. They are so good. And over 500 million people take an omega-3 product around the world, but only less than 0.2% have actually taken a test to see if it works. So there's lots of people out there who are kind of open target, if you like, about whether their product works. We also know that 97% of the people taking the test fail it. So that in itself is enough reason to kind of look at something and go, oh, okay. And we know that this market is going to expand even more, 40 billion at the moment, around about 200 billion in US dollars by 2050. It may even be more. And, you know, we don't need a huge amount of that marketplace. We just need a small slice. And we can all become extremely well looked after, if that's the right word. So how do you start your business? So starting your business, it's actually free to join, but we always recommend that you start with a partner kit. And the reason being, it's nice to be able to share product with people and, you know, kind of use the product yourself. And we have various kits for people. And so starting at the basic kit, which is 189, right up to the ultimate, which is 869. And that's, or 995 if you're in Europe. And the ultimate is the one I'm going to draw your attention to today. And the reason being is that we have the most incredible bonus at the moment. So normally we have a refund option. And the refund option is, you know, kind of you get 25 customer subscriptions. And after a year, you would get your loyalty refund. And they would send you either your money back, or you can get another box of the products. So you kind of think, oh, okay, that's good. So we've had our loyalty refund, but at the moment there's a promotion. And in fact, I forgot to change the date. It's actually till the end of this month now. So they've extended it. So the loyalty bonus is actually, so you still got to get 25 25 customers subscriptions by the end of the first year. And as long as that is done by the end of the 12th month, you will get a 2,000 euro loyalty bonus. And more importantly, the person who sponsored the partner would actually get a balance test as well. So that's really cool. So I don't know. So it's not, I mean, the 995 euros or 869 pounds So you're actually getting double that amount back. That's incredible. That's amazing. So it was an absolute no-brainer for me. You also have to run your business as well. So we have different apps that we can use. So we've got a Zinzino mobile app, which gives you sharing funnels and things like that. But we also got a personal development app called GoCore. And we got a really powerful back office, but also it's got all the information that you need there. But you also need your own product. So to make sure that you're healthy and fit. So that's going to cost you £55. And that is, we also want to be able to give you that for free too. So we're going to help you get 4 people as customers in the first few weeks so that you actually get yours shipping for free. So remember, we can do that for our customers. You can do exactly the same for partners as well. It gives you the time to, kind of start part-time. And as I say, this is working in with a lot of people who are still being very flexible with their jobs and working from home, probably because of the situation. The working from home, I think people have become acceptable of the fact that actually it's okay to work from home and mix it in with their life a little bit more. But it's also about choosing the people that you want to work with. And this has been a great joy for me because I choose the people who I want to go into business with, which is a pleasure, rather than having to work with someone who maybe you don't like. But it's also about creating a residual income. And this is, again, has never been more important because people's jobs are not stable. They're not guaranteed anymore. Even the top earners are not guaranteed anymore. They're being shelved left, right, and centre to save money. So we have a compensation plan, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, but we basically can introduce customers, and we can also introduce, build a team and introduce partners. So whichever you do, you share the products and share the business. We've got 10 different ways that you can get paid, but I'm just going to cover these first top 2, which is the cash bonus and the fast start bonus. So Smart Bronze is our first goal. And the first goal is to find you as a partner, is to find you 4 customers, 4 customer subscriptions. And these have to be frontline. So when you do that, that would make you Smart Bronze. You're going to get a £90 bonus, which in total is around about £180, including the cash bonus as well. So that means that you're going to get your product for free the following month, even better. And we also want to make sure that that continues to get free product. The other thing is that Fast Silver. Fast Silver is about if you want to actually introduce partners. You can do it purely on credits for customers, but you'd need a lot more customers to do that. But Fast Silver is introduced 2 people or 4 people if it's smaller packages, 2 people if it's the large pack, the ultimate pack, and you're going to make a Fast Silver bonus for 135. So you're going to get around about 180 again. Plus that gives you what's called 100% ECB, which means it's going to double your amount of credits that you get for your customers and earnings. And then we've got one final one, X-Team Express. Now this has to be done in the first 60 days. Now, interestingly enough, I've got a couple of ladies who we signed in Ireland, and they're doing absolutely amazingly. One's just hit Smart Bronze in 18 days, not Smart Bronze, Smart Bronze, nearly at Fast Silver, and she's done X-Team Express in just 18 days. So I'm very proud of her. She's really good. And so she's going to get her £135 bonus, and which is equivalent of around about 270 in total, with the extra cash bonuses as well. But they've built up to the customers now up to 10. So originally we had 4, now you've added another 6, and that's going to ensure that you're going to get your product for free continually after that. You may occasionally, depending on which product you've got on order, may need to put a couple of extra in there as well. But we're all heading towards that 25 to make sure that we actually get our loyalty refund. So a lot of people choose the customer ladder, the customer career ladder, and 25 customers, as we mentioned earlier, was the fact that you're going to get your 20% instead of 10% cash bonus. You're going to get a small, a small amount, about 1,600 a month, a year. So not a huge amount of money, but it's about building that team. But it's also going to give you RCB as well. So that means residual credit bonus. So that's going to double the amount of credits that you get on every month. So that's quite exciting. Pro Team is 50. So Pro Team, you're going to get a little bit more. You're going to get 25% cash bonus and a 2,880 annual commission on those products. But again, it's just building up those things to improve. And there's been quite a few improvements really on the marketing plan recently. So get back to the person who's introduced you to actually find out more about that. But it's just increased it even more. So top team, you're going to get a one-time bonus. That's 100 customers. You're going to get 30% now cash bonus. You're going to make around about 5,000 annual commission, but you're also going to get this one-time bonus. The one-time bonus is paid over 25 months. I think it's 25 months, and it's split down. So as long as you remain 100 customers or above, then you would get that payment, which is really exciting. Top Team 200, they actually give you a free holiday. So it's still capped out at 30% cash bonus. It's going to give you around about 9,900 in earnings. And also it will give you a lovely 7-day holiday somewhere exotic. Top Team 300, a little bit more. Again, that means that you can potentially earn a free holiday every year, plus all the rest of the bonuses. So you can just increase and increase and increase. And there are people who have many thousands of customers. So it's, it can be achieved, and it's very easily achievable. So it's about duplicating silver. So we said that there was silver in the first month. If you do it in the first month, you actually have a reduced credit needed. So 375 credits. So 750 credits is the normal amount that you would need for silver if it's not in your first month. But what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we get them up to each of our people who we introduce, to get them to silver as quickly as possible. Going to help them collect or kind of get 10 customers and build that to 25 as soon as possible, because that's going to establish the refund for their loyalty early on. So everything above that is just extra, if you like. But it's also going to give you around about a 60 days earning of about 630 and an average monthly residual of about 157. So if we then go and create 4 silvers out of the people who we did, so if we've introduced 4 people, we get them to each of them to silver, that's going to take you to what's called executive. And that gives you a couple of extra bonuses. So you're going to get a phone bonus, which is £180, and that's paid on a monthly basis as long as you requalify as executive, which is really nice to help run your business. And you're going to get around about £450. And the credits obviously change as you get higher and you're going along. And you've got probably around about 200 customers at this point in your business. And then we're going to create 4 executives. So get the silvers to executive, get the executives to silver. And that's going to take you to diamond. And diamond is where you start seeing the income really increase. So it's around about a 2,700 bonus. And also you get a car bonus of 900. Again, you're looking at around about 12,000 credits, and also 750 customer points would be in your business. And then they're going to go one more. So I'm going to take you to 4 diamonds, and that would take you to crown. So crown is where you start to see a life-changing income. And you can still do this on a part-time basis. So that's going to take you to 10,800, 48,000 credits, 3,000 customer points on average, and we're only a third of the way up the scale. So if you look here, kind of where the crown is, you will see that it's 10,000. It's not even halfway up. It's a third of the way up, and it's all achievable. My sponsor, Dave, is Black Crown. So he's on the 18,000 or more, and his sponsor up above him is Black Ambassador, he's around about 28,000 a month. So it's exciting to be able to do something for yourself and have that residual income. But we know business is all about timing, and there's really never been a more important time to do something for yourself, to create something for yourself. And we know that the amount of customers, the company, as I said earlier, has got great prospects for the company and a great vision for where they want to be, and they're achieving every one of these milestones. So the next big, we're around about just under 400,000 customers now, and the next big kind of milestone is 1 million customers, then 20 million and 100 million. And I know they'll reach it. Whether I'm still around in 2050, who knows? At 67, I don't know. I'd like to think I would be. But where we are now is absolutely perfect timing. And as I say, there's people who make a decision based on what they've seen tonight. Is, maybe you've decided that you'd like to be a customer and get the best possible price for the products. Share the products with your friends and family so you can earn free products. And obviously being on the partner side, if you wanted the potential to have some long-term residual income, now this is an exciting business to be on. You can still get your products for free. You can earn some lovely lifestyle rewards and trips as well. So it's really deciding what you want out of your life and whether we kind of fall into that. We're going to help you get started. So the support within our team, and we're part of a team called One Mondo. The One Mondo team is very supportive of each other, and we help you with goals, what your why is, why are you doing this? We help you plan your calendar, we help you build a list and show you how to build a list, and we help you invite to people, because for a lot of people this isn't an easy thing to do, and so we can present for you, with you, and then follow up with you as well. And obviously most important thing is about scheduling that next event, because if you follow up and actually then put a next event in, then you're more likely to get a result. So what do you want to be? Do you want to be a customer? Do you want to start your own business? Or do you need more information? Well, whatever you need to go back to the person who invited you to this call to ask them for each of those things, and they will happily help you become a customer, start the business. And to be fair, this month is just the best time to be doing the business because of that amazing 2,000 bonus that you get at the end of your 12 months. I can't think of anything more exciting, really. But if you need more information, perhaps you need to mull things over a little bit, then get back to them. I'm sure they'll help you with that as well. We have one big event coming up very shortly. So next Saturday, it is next Saturday, isn't it? Yes, next Saturday, 27th. And it's doors open at 11:30, starts pretty well all day. So it's 12 till 5 o'clock. And it's going to be an exceptional event. We have Doug Patterson coming over from Sweden. And so he's going to be, and he's the COO. And so really exciting to be able to see him in person after 2 years nearly. Partners are £20, guests are £10. And obviously, if you need tickets for that, you need to register them. And you can't see, because I don't know whether you can see that, or hang on, I'm just trying to reduce this.
Sue, unfortunately, you've muted.
I apologise. I'm moving it, you see, and my fault. Nothing goes to plan. It was just really going through you can see the registration link at the bottom here. You just need to register and actually pay for that. You'll hear Dr. Colin Robertson there. It will be an exceptionally good day. And if you are interested in the business, this is one not to miss. For your time and attention, I can stop sharing now. And stop sharing. And thank you very much for your time and being on here. If I can help in any way, more than happy to do that, and look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you.